Welcome to Wait What, your weekly verbal double take. This is a rabbit hole podcast where a couple of old guys do moderate to shallow dives into various topics, ranging from true crime, paranormal, sports, pop culture, or anything else that we find interesting. We drop episodes every Tuesday, and then on Fridays if we feel like it. You can follow us on Facebook, X, TikTok, and Instagram. We appreciate you joining us. Now that we got all this self-promotion stuff out of the way, here.
Yep, it is that time again for your weekly verbal double take. My name is Jason, and today I have cut a giant hole in the ice, prepared to submerge myself in this icy topic that made me say, wait, what?
I mean, I'm already saying it. What the hell is he talking about?
Well, joining me, running his finger along the rim of my ice hole, is Darrell.
You're so gross.
I had to get that joke in there.
And it worked.
Well, Darrell and I have lived in Texas for our whole lives. For the most part, our weather here is hot and humid. We do have our occasional snow and ice days that usually shut the Metroplex down. We just don't have the practice and expertise in driving in such conditions.
Well,
Anyways.
And it's not like up north. You know, when you drive around up north, it's mainly snow type stuff. Ours, I mean, we turn into a big ice ball for the most part whenever something goes wrong.
Yes, a giant ice sheet of ice. You're exactly right. Anyways, when it does snow and it leaves a puffy white coating on everything, it's quite beautiful. The sparkle of the ice mixed in with the snow, the icicles hanging at different lengths from your roof's eave. You are truly amazed at this winter wonderland. However,
Yeah, it's so gay. Anyway, go on.
However, that crap gets old. The puffy white coating that was once beautiful is now brownish and causing your yard to turn into a marsh. You're still stuck in the house as the snow may be melting, but it's only creating more ice, like we just alluded to. Those icicles are now a death trap, just waiting to fall on you from your roof, just teasing you every time you walk out the door. You're just looking up at them.
Why are you looking up at them, you idiot?
Just making sure they're not about to fall.
Do people actually get killed from icicles?
I've heard stories. Now, it would be interesting to look it up to confirm said stories, but it makes sense. I mean, they're heavy, they're sharp, they're pouring it down right at you. They fall off stuff all the time.
I guess so.
It's very similar to the what are they, the shits in the cave, the stalagmites and stalactites, whatever comes from the ceiling.
Stalactites, T for top.
There you go. Those kind of similar to those, how they could just break off and fall on you.
I guess.
Anyway, the winter wonderland has now turned into a winter wasteland. Having to deal with snow and ice for several months instead of just a few random days would be a freaking beating.
Yeah.
But what if instead of several months, it was every single day? It would have to make for a place that was inhabitable. Inhabitable places make for good hiding spots, and of course, ripe for conspiracy. Now, what place comes to mind?
You mean uninhabitable?
Yes.
Well, in that case,
uninhabitable.
Uninhabitable.
Mm-hmm. That word.
That would be Antarctica then.
Yeah, Antarctica. The vast, frosty, no man's land of penguins and blizzards. It's the only continent without a native human population. Antarctica that we know of. Or we're going to get into that. Antarctica is also a polar desert and has no time zones. What I did find out is whatever country you're from, that's the time of day you go by. So you'll have a clock for if you're Russian or American or wherever you're from. That's the clock you go by.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, maybe 3 o'clock for you, but the guy next to you, it may be 6 o'clock the next day.
Well, it sounds like it's his fucking problem.
It is the coldest, driest, and windiest place on the planet. It has the lowest temperature ever recorded on Earth, coming in at 128 degrees. Negative 128 degrees.
I was going to say, Jason, that's hot.
That's very hot. But a negative 128 degrees and reported gusts of wind exceeding 200 miles per hour. Now, to put that into perspective, we have temps here in Texas reaching at least 100 degrees during the summer, if not more. That's a difference of 228 degrees. That's remarkable how how different on the spectrum that is.
So, whenever I worked, whenever there for a little bit when I was working two full time jobs, one of them was at a Walmart distribution center, and I worked in a giant freezer.
Mhm.
And so we had the regular part of the freezer that was 0 degrees, and then we had the place where we stored the ice cream, which was like -20. And I would work there, like anywhere between 5 to 9 hours a day, and I would be all wrapped up wearing everything. The breath out of your mouth would freeze in my mustache. And I would
Mm-hmm.
end up with like icicles hanging from my mustache. And like one time I accidentally got hit in the face with a box and I had blood all frozen across my
Ah,
mustache and my beard. And I didn't even realize it. So he's like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "What?"
just kept it all gooey.
But that's -20 was really uncomfortable. I can't imagine, what, gosh, -20, so
100, another
108
100.
degrees. Ew.
Yeah, that's like if you breathe it in, it'll probably instantly freeze your lungs
Just,
with that
water
type of
vapor.
cold.
Just
Yeah. Also, the winds exceeding 200 miles per hour. That's the Category 5 hurricanes have winds that exceed 156, and we see the damage that causes.
So how common are 200-mile-an-hour winds down there?
It's gusts up to 200 miles per hour. So I'm sure it's like just storms coming in and so forth. It's
Okay.
not just constant blow your ass over wind. Now, regardless of
Yeah.
how impossible it would be to live there, it doesn't stop humanity gazing upon 5.4 million square miles of ice and noticing a suspicious lack of Starbucks and reaching the only logical conclusion. There's something you're not telling us. So, let's unpack the chilly suitcase of conspiracies stacked around the bottom of the world. Let's start with a super dumb one, and I do mean dumb. The ice wall.
Ooh.
Yeah, first up, flat earthers. According to the community of YouTube educated dipshits, Antarctica isn't a continent. It's a giant icy wall that circles the flat Earth, keeping the oceans from sloshing over the edge like soup in a badly handled lunch tray. Yeah. In this theory, Antarctica is less like a place and more like the rim of a taco salad.
Do do the do
You
the
should see the map. You should see the map they have.
do the night folk live on the other side of the wall from it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
The wildlings.
The wildlings.
Uh, you should see the map. It's absolutely ridiculous. And you might be thinking, wait, haven't people been to Antarctica? Yes, but conspiracy theorists would argue that they've only been to the edge, just enough to sell us the globe lie, while the true barrier remains under UN lockdown. Which brings us to our next frosty nugget.
Okay.
Was you going to say something about that one?
Oh, I was just gonna say I want to go to Antarctica. I mean, I've already been on every continent except for Africa and South America and Antarctica. So I need to get those off my list. But yeah, I would love to be able to at least just step one foot on there and be like, okay, I've been there, and then like run back to a heater.
It would be really cool to go there, but once you go there, I mean, you're stuck. I mean, it takes a lot just to get you out of there if something just go wrong.
I mean, they have boats that go from like New Zealand there and
Mm-hmm.
uh from Argentina there. Now, from what I understand, though, it's like the trips get canceled like all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm
Like
sure it's never an
that,
easy, stormy, good
yeah.
weather day.
So that would suck. But yeah, I want to be able to step foot on it. Maybe do the nasty there, so I can do the nasty on every continent too. But I don't
Download
think
the
I'd have enough
podcast one
time.
time.
I don't want to be frozen to my wife like that. As much as I love her, I think that'd be uncomfortable.
Yeah, you got to download at least one episode of Way What, so we've been downloaded on every continent.
We've been downloaded in the middle of the ocean. I don't
That's
know
freaking
how, but
cool.
the Indian Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know why. Has to be a VPN. You know what? Now I was sitting there thinking about doing the naughty over in Antarctica. Do you
Hmm.
think the whole Christmas story thing would happen? You know, your tongue gets stuck. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, yeah.
I don't know because the what you're licking would still be warm. It wouldn't be frozen.
I mean, if it got
Well, at least
exposed to
I
the
think
air,
so.
though,
It could
it's
instantly
through there.
freeze.
What if
Yeah,
it freezes really fast?
that would
Uh,
hurt. I mean, your fingers hurt when they get cold. Like, can you imagine what you're if you're a girl? If you're
so as a hunter, I've been somebody that's had to go out and piss outside while it is. I think like the coldest I remember is like 10 degrees. Um,
still cold.
it's it's not my favorite thing to do. It's
Mm-mm.
not something I want to keep doing, but our bodies are kind of built to keep certain things warmer than others. So
True.
it's it wasn't one of those things where I have to like coax it out like a groundhog or something. No, come on.
No, your balls are like taking burrow inside of you. Yeah, by that point too, man. You'll feel them in your stomach.
I think we talked enough about dirty stuff. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Anyway,
No,
go
we're
on.
good. No, as I all right. Uh, our next frosty nugget has to do with the Antarctic Treaty. The Antarctic Treaty was signed in 1959 by a dozen countries. The countries are Argentina, Australia, Belgium, Chile, France, Japan, New Zealand, Norway, South Africa, the United Kingdom, United States, and what's now known as Russia, who have all agreed to lead the continent to science and peace. What you about to
Well, I
say?
hope the Tongans don't go there and put a flag on it. They'll be like, "This is ours now." Anyway, go on.
Yeah, of all the countries that's on here, there's a few that's kind of stand out. Like, wow, I didn't realize they were a world power in a sense where they would sign a big treaty like this.
No, it sounded like most of the real players are involved. So
Yeah, Chile too.
I mean, the reason they get access is because
Of where they're
Argentina
at.
did.
Okay,
I think some of it's also like, well, if Argentina gets to, then we get to, that kind of thing.
mm, I can see that. A lot of rivalry going down in that part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
All right, in this treaty, here are some of the highlights. What they had agreed to, what these countries agreed to. For peaceful use only, Antarctica shall be used exclusively for peaceful purposes. Military activity is prohibited, though military personnel and equipment may be used for scientific research. Scientific freedom. There is complete freedom of scientific investigation and cooperation.
Does
Data
that mean you
sharing.
can? Does that mean you can do all the like stuff you can't do in other places, like cloning and all that other, like all your really really jacked up mad scientist shit? You're like, oh, I have scientific freedom. I'm on
I,
Antarctica.
I think so. I think so. I don't think anything could survive if it was to escape out of there. Data sharing. Scientific observations and results shall be exchanged and made freely available. So you're sharing with the countries that are there with you.
Hmm.
Territorial claims frozen. This is a big one. No new claims or enlargement of existing claims are permitted while the treaty is in force. So nobody could come in there and, like you said, and stick a flag in and claim it to be
Well,
theirs.
none of them can.
None of them can now sign the treaty. Yeah, somebody else that didn't
Yeah.
put pen to paper can.
Yeah, if I remember, they got it divided up like a pie graph.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it, and it's yeah.
Of course, a nuclear ban. Nuclear explosions and the disposal of radioactive waste are prohibited.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Yep. And inspection rights. All stations, installations, and equipment in Antarctica shall be open to inspection by any treaty nation.
I'm down with that. I think
Yep.
that's fair.
Yep. And jurisdiction. Observers and scientists remain under the jurisdiction of their own countries. That is the most intriguing one to me. As far as
No,
if their
I
jurisdiction, which means their laws could be different, which means they could be doing different shit.
well, to a degree. I mean, they still have to abide by what they said is the law there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's mainly has to do with if you're in like the Chile part and you shoot somebody, then you will be tried by a Chilean court. But if
Makes
you
sense.
regardless of where you're at, so the each place gets jurisdiction in that regard. I think because if they are intermingling and say somebody gets drunk and stupid or whatever, based on if you have these hard lines in there and this is our jurisdiction, then that's the one that would prosecute. So I think it has more to do with that.
That makes sense. It's very intriguing, though. I don't know how it could be. Anyway, we live in a world where nations bicker like siblings in the backseat of a long car ride. This level of international cooperation seems suspicious. Some suggest it's not about peace and science, it's about keeping secret the shady shit they are doing. Here, okay, next on the conspiracy theory buffet, which
Oh,
is on all conspiracies theory buffets,
does this have to do with what you just said? Because I was going to comment on what you just said. Is
about
this
the
elaborating about
yes,
everybody being down there?
yes, this
Okay.
is the conspiracy stuff that they think is
Okay.
happening down
All
there
right.
because of this
Cool.
treaty.
Well, then I will shut
Sign,
up and listen.
no, they signed the treaty, so they're hiding shit, and this is what they think they're hiding.
Okay.
First, Nazi bases, obviously Nazi bases. Well, how did it start? Well, Germany did indeed have an expedition to Antarctica between 1938 and 1939, just before the start of World War II. The purpose of the trip was set to secure future whaling activity. They needed the whales for the oil, lubricants, food, and essential ingredients for bomb making. They were ramping up for war. So, this expedition did happen, so and this is where these conspiracies started. So, what other evidence do they have? Well, conspiracy theorists have long referred to a quote from Admiral Donitz, where he mentions an invulnerable fortress, a paradise like oasis in the middle of eternal ice. They thought he was referring to a Nazi base. Once again,
That's stupid.
it's a stretch. Absolutely stupid. That's why it's fucking great to talk about.
I mean, yeah, like what? Why are all these countries going to want to keep Nazi bases a secret? Like, oh no, we don't get everybody know that. That's stupid. But
Uh-huh.
two, all that dude was poetic about how inhospitable that terrain is. That
Uh-huh.
you can't really get inside because it is like an impenetrable fortress. It's oh my
Oh, it
god.
all gets. I'll go on. It all gets debunked. Here's evidence too, where they point to. In 1946, the U.S. Navy launched Operation High Jump, allegedly to test equipment and developing techniques to be used in cold weather. Perfect place to do it.
Yeah.
It was a massive operation consisting of 4,700 men, 70 ships, and 33 aircraft. That seemed like a huge amount of firepower for just research. Perhaps they were looking for Nazi bases left after World War II.
Or perhaps the biggest enemy that we had at the time was Russia, and a significant part of it is really, really cold. And if we want to go north of Russia, we're going to be in really, really cold water if we want to try to swoop in from the top. And if you have really good winter capabilities to where you leave them exposed from a spot that would have a natural defense, then you're taking away a natural defense for them. I mean, it's
Uh-huh.
strategic. That's that dumb.
Yeah,
Next.
I said this is, of course, this was debunked.
I know you
Don says,
believe all these.
"Oh no, I love bringing them up. They're
You always
so
believe them. You're such a
not a
sucker.
chance in hell. I can see where it comes from, how it started, but as far as believing it, no,
All right.
absolutely not.
Well,
Uh,
move on to your next theory that you totally believe in.
well, hang on. Donna's
Or
quote likely referred to the Arctic Ocean itself, not some secret hidden Nazi ice base, kind of like what you're referring to about
it's
floating ice
poetic.
shells. Yeah, poetic
Yeah.
guy. Seem
Everybody wants to sound like, you know, they have like these profound thoughts whenever they see something. It was like, I mean, with Neil Armstrong on the moon, that was rehearsed and talked about and planned on, and
uh-huh.
they, even though he's changed it up a bit, but it was thought out and planned. I mean, it's what they all do. I mean, I'm pretty sure Oppenheimer didn't just sit around and just it popped into his head to, I I've become death or whatever. That it's just it's. I'm sure he wrote it down in his little journal saying this is going to be edgy as fuck. Whatever. But
Funny you say that. That announcers for big sporting events, they'll write down quotes that they think might happen, and or taglines that they think may happen, and then use them later on during that broadcast. Like if they think
yeah,
this person's going to hit their 300th home run, they'll have something corny already kind of spaced out or written out for them.
doesn't surprise me one bit. I'm being that somebody that used to commentate at your wrestling matches, and I never thought to write anything ahead of time. It would have been helpful.
It does help having notes. It does.
Yeah.
uh, well, declassified documents show Operation High Jump was just a training exercise, not a battle against a secret icy Nazi base. But with any conspiracy theorist, even the most detailed and truthful answer is never enough. No
Yeah, I
matter how
don't know
much you
why
debunk
you.
them, they don't care.
I know you never listen to me. Every time you do one of these, I had to bunk them, and there you are, just believing every single one of them.
Oh no, and they're great. They're so stupid. They're so great, but they're so stupid. All right, of course, when you have Nazi bases, you have UFOs and alien bases too. Well, how did this one start?
I
Yep.
picked the right
How did this
shirt,
one start?
the one
Yeah,
you
you
bought
did.
me.
It's a great shirt. Absolutely great shirt. For those that can't see it, it's got a big ass UFO on it with Bigfoot and an alien. It
Uh
couldn't
huh.
be more perfect for this show.
Yeah.
Well, how did this one start? It seems that on an almost weekly basis, there are some alien looking objects appearing on Google Maps, including in Antarctica. These photos and videos are often accompanied by compelling stories which make it easy to believe. One notable sighting, which went viral, the first was a video from the popular channel Secure Team 10, which claimed to show an alien ship crash landing as spotted on Google Earth. Now, the evidence, what evidence do they have? Well, images seen from Google Earth are often used as proof of these crash shots. They point to unusual shapes or patterns in the Antarctic landscape, or dark shapes in the snow that can be interpreted as wreckage of a large alien ship. I akin this to looking in the clouds and seeing weird shapes in the clouds, and then saying, "Hey, that's an elephant. Hey, that looks
Well,
like a go kart."
you know the whole face on Mars thing, right? That
Face
one
on
famous
Mars.
picture, the famous picture of from this satellite or whatever, and it
Mm-hmm.
looks like a giant face has been carved into Mars.
Okay. Okay.
And it's because like shadows and stuff like that. Well, then they finally, whenever we get better cameras and stuff, they send it up there, takes pictures of the same spot. It was all the angle and the light and all that other stuff. It's pareidolia. It's just it's seeing like a
Mm-hmm.
face or something like that where it doesn't belong.
Yeah.
And I think if you sit around and you look at uninhabited mountainous terrain covered in snow that's getting bombarded with sunlight 6 months out of the year, you might see some stuff that just don't
Oh
look
yeah.
right.
Especially if you're looking for UFO and alien bases, you're gonna look for shit. You're gonna look around for shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I guess, yeah. If you had a one of those highlights magazines where it's like find the
Oh
bird or
yeah.
whatever and the
Mm-hmm.
hidden images, if they didn't tell you what to look for, those would be so much harder. But if
Ah,
you're looking for
there's
something,
shit hidden in here.
you're
Yeah.
gonna find it. Yeah.
Yep. Well, of course, so this one was debunked once again, and it was easily debunked. Experts identified these shapes as natural ice formations or meteorite debris. Antarctica is a hotspot for meteorite finds due to its ice preserving space rocks, not alien technology. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my thing is like, why would they? I mean, I guess unless their planet's really cold. But I mean, other than that, I can't think of any reason why they would target Antarctica. But I mean, I wouldn't try to
No, as
crash into
far as
Antarctica.
the oh no, as far as the meteorites just getting in Antarctica and being preserved by the
Oh,
ice.
that makes sense. I guess. I mean, it's still kind of weird. I wouldn't expect us to get hit down low like that too often. But then again,
Yeah, it's
things
kind of
that
a
happen
weird.
in Antarctica I mean, they stay there. So, like, that meteorite could have landed there 2,000 years ago. Nobody ever got there to pick it up or
Mm-hmm.
do anything with it because it's been sitting there frozen. I'll never forget
Yeah.
watching, like, this thing where some people were in Antarctica and they come across the carcass of a seal. And, I mean, it looks fresh. And the guy's like,
Yeah.
no, it's about 200 years old or somewhere thereabouts. It's just that there's so little bacteria and stuff like that, and it's so cold, it takes ages for stuff to decompose.
Yeah.
Well,
Just like that meat in
because
the back
there's
of your freezer.
and they also don't have like any like scavengers or anything like that. So there's nobody there to pick
Mm.
up meteorites that are on the ground there. So it makes sense that there would be a whole bunch of them. Everybody and their uncle is walking around digging holes, building buildings all over around here. So they're going to get buried, pushed aside, shoved up, whatever. But yeah, it makes sense. They've
Mm-hmm.
just been sitting there peacefully frozen.
Yeah. One day people will learn how to get out there, but it won't be during our time.
Hmm.
All right. The next stupid conspiracy theory is the hollow Earth entrances. Duh. There have been theories supported by alleged satellite images that the Earth is hollow. The entrances are at the North and South poles. Naturally, where else would they be?
Hmm. Yeah.
This one was easily debunked by what we like to call science. That's all I got
Well,
on this one.
yeah. Well, I
Yeah, I
mean,
ain't
all
going
right.
that much into detail.
Plate tectonic theories and all that. The continental drift is how they kind of eventually solidified that. But have we been able
Mm-hmm.
to dig all the way down to the mantle? No, we haven't. I mean, I don't support hollow Earth. I think it's dumb because part of what makes Earth unique is the fact that we have a molten core and there's all this hot, liquidy
Mm.
stuff happening inside of
Liquid
Earth,
hot magma.
magma. Uh, but it is, as they will point out, hollow Earth people point out, it is just a theory because we can't
Oh
dig
wow.
deep enough to hit the mantle. We can't. But yeah, I think Hollow Earth's dumb. It doesn't make any sense whenever it comes to things like gravity and how the Earth's electromagnetic field works,
Mm-hmm.
and why is it that we have that and other places don't have as strong as a magnetic field as we do, and which ones have stronger ones than we do. Um, yeah, Hollow Earth's kind of dumb. I mean, as much as I would love to be able to go find a cave full of dinosaurs or a King Kong,
Mm-hmm.
not happening.
No. And they say that people live in these hollow earth places like special beings and gods and just all kinds of weird stuff happening in this hollow earth.
I'm sure that's where the Lemurians are, and the Atlanteans,
Oh
and
yeah.
Vermont. I'm sure that's there too.
Oh, that may be the longest running joke we have on this show.
Hmm.
My power cord came unplugged. My damn computer almost died.
Get your life right.
I'm trying to. All right, next. Pyramids, tunnels, and other ice covered oddities. Satellite images have revealed pyramid shaped mountains in Antarctica. And I should have picked an easier continent to say. Are they natural formations? Of course not. They're clearly ancient alien architecture because, as everyone knows, triangles equals aliens.
Well, I mean, I just love how you can sit there and look at the Himalayas and the Rocky Mountains and be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh well, yeah, those are mountains, but these pointy things that are growing out of the ground here, those are pyramids, obviously, because
You can't prove
nature
me
doesn't
wrong.
make nature doesn't make pointy things
Right. So you
except
can't prove me
all the
wrong.
time.
It
Yeah,
can think whatever it wants to be.
that's pretty silly. That is pretty dang silly.
And I've seen
I
the
mean, if
pictures. I
if
see what they're talking about, but they're all been debunked by weather. It's just weather.
if there was, all right, say here in Texas, like in the Dallas area where we are, we do not have mountains. Believe me,
No,
I hear about it from everybody from Colorado and California that come here. How we don't have any mountains.
we don't have shit. Barely got hills.
If we had just one mountain just sticking out of the ground, pointy on top, and somebody said there's really a pyramid under that, I'd be like, that would make more sense than just a single mountain sprouting out of the middle of the ground. So, but Antarctica's covered in those things.
Yeah, so it's
It
just
is it's
it's the,
incredibly rugged terrain.
yes, it's the weather. Like you said, it's the constant wind, the constant ice that makes shit expand and break and do it
Well, it
all
ain't
over
just
again.
that, but I mean, like Antarctica's super, I mean, just old as every other continent, and at some point during the continental drift, a lot of these things happen whenever things collided. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the Himalayas and the Rocky Mountains are young mountain ranges that happen because of earthquakes and tectonic plates pushing into each other, and it caused the land masses on top to crush into each other and go up like
Yeah.
that. So, uh, the same happened there too, I'm sure. I mean, same
Mm-hmm.
happened with Appalachians, but it happened way, way, way longer ago because those are way older mountains.
You could
That's why
tell.
they're all round on top.
Okay, you could definitely tell seeing the Rocky Mountains and then seeing the Appalachian Mountains. They're totally different. I mean, they're still beautiful, like you said, but they're not nearly as tall as the Rockies. They
And
definitely
they're
don't
not
have the
pointy.
sharp. They're not. Yeah, they don't have the sharp, edgy peaks. Lots of vegetation, lots and lots of vegetation,
Yep.
unlike the Rockies. I don't know. Uh, Also popular, the idea that deep beneath the ice are massive tunnel systems built by someone, ancient humans, aliens again, mole people with construction degrees. The theories are endless and crucially entirely unprovable, which is a
Abominable
lifeblood.
snowmen.
Yeah, say
Has
this
to be
is
them.
the lifeblood of a good conspiracy is shit you
So,
can't prove.
yeah, I was going to say, like, they don't have a picture or anything that they're saying, this is a tunnel down here. This is how we know there's tunnels here. It's just,
Mm-hmm.
I bet there's tunnels there.
Yeah, you can't
That's
prove
it.
otherwise. Yeah, you can't tell me there isn't because there is no picture telling me there's not.
It'd be kind of like you go to that conspiracy theorist and say, you have a micro penis. And they're like, I do not. I'll show you. No, I don't want to see it. You have a micro penis. I don't want to see it though.
Well, Antarctica is the one place no one can really verify or debunk claims without freezing their eyelashes off. Is it all nonsense? Probably. But isn't it suspicious that the only continent dedicated to peace, science, icy silence, and the only continent to not have downloaded this podcast also happens to be the one with the most secrets?
It is the one with the most secrets, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not. I bet we still know more about it than we do about the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, yeah. That shit scares me right there.
What, the pressure and stuff, or
Just
just
the
all of it?
unknown of how really, if you're sitting on top of just any lake, it's several, I don't know what, 50, 60 feet deep in most places. And that's pretty freaking deep. You go to an ocean, it's hundreds, if not thousands of feet deep. And that is freaky. Knowing that
Oh,
shit is
dude,
way down below you that you don't even know of that could come up and get you.
you've got to come to Lake Tahoe sometime. I love Lake Tahoe. It's that one. If you put the Empire State Building in it, if just the little tippy part would poke out of the water. It's
Yeah.
that deep.
Oh, man. So when you really start thinking about those type of things and the vastness of it, it really starts freaking you out.
Not me. It don't freak me out at all.
Go in the backyard and look at all the stars, like really think about what those really are and how.
What, that you're looking at light that's a few million years old,
Yeah,
light that began its existence before there were even humans on Earth.
yeah, and where
Yeah,
it's
okay.
coming from.
It is what it is.
It's just
You want to
weird.
know? You want to know something really fun to think about? Is there is only so far we can see into the universe.
Oh yeah, I've
So
heard that. I've seen this.
yeah, I forget. I think it's like, I think
2%.
it's, well, yeah, but it's like, I want to say it's like 18 million light years or somewhere. There's somewhere just so far that light just hasn't gotten even to where we can see it yet
So we'll
because
have
it's
new
so
stars
far
pop up
away.
eventually.
Well,
Well, the light will pop up.
yeah, well, not for us. I mean, by the time it does, I mean, the Earth will be gone.
Mm,
But
I see
I
what you're
mean,
saying.
that's the thing. We can only see stuff that has
That's made it to us.
Yeah.
That's freaky too.
Yeah.
Well, that will put this one on ice. Be sure to check back next week as Darrell will put his finger on his own asshole of another frosty, wayward topic.
Why'd you have to say
Until
that
then.
while I was chewing on a fingernail? I'm sitting there like,
Perfect.
and you're like, put his finger on his asshole. I'm like, ew.
There used to be a hockey team called the Assholes that played up at Tony's ice hockey rink.
My friend Kent, he had the best hockey team name out of anybody. Tickle Fight.
Tickle fight.
Tickle Fight. And they had like this old fashioned boxer guy like this on their jersey. It was awesome. I loved
All
it.
right. I like the name. All right, guys. Make sure y'all check us back next week.
Yep. All right. See y'all.
Later.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Wait What? This show's available on YouTube, Good Pods, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts. We love to hear from you. Please comment on what you just listened to, pass along episode ideas, or just talk to us at Wait What Podcast in our Facebook group or on TikTok, Instagram, or X. Again, we really appreciate you joining us. Come back again to hear about some stuff that will make you say, wait, what?